So finally the day has come and I could not be more excited. Today we're gonna raise that boost, baby. Yes, we just bought a new Greddy boost controller. We're gonna install this thing and we're gonna raise the boost up to 14-15 PSI. And the way we're gonna do this is by installing this solenoid valve. This is gonna help us raise the 8 PSI wastegate spring up to probably 10 or 12 or 14 ideally. And yeah, I think 16 could be the max before we max out the boost cat from the OEM ECU. We're gonna use this hardware to mount that solenoid thing. We're gonna plumb this thing with this hose, and last but not least, we're going to install the electronic boost controller so we can operate this thing throughout this guy. As always, things, escalate a bit quickly. So something that I realized, hey, this thing is looking awesome. I'm very happy how this thing plumbed. And before finishing this and connecting the entire wastegate and all the hoses and plumbing the lines, something that I realized I need to do is combat the heat. This engine is producing a lot of heat. This thing is amazing. I like the brand. I think it's, probably saving a little bit that carbon fiber hood thing, but this downpipe, man, this is producing a lot of heat. So what I'm gonna do right now before I ended up plumbing the entire wastegate is I just got from the mail this guy. Okay, so the downpipe rub is done. It took me a while. Huge recommendation here, do not try to install that rub with the downpipe connected. I ended up disconnected the downpipe, jacking the car, removing half of the exhaust, being able to work properly, and then put those things back in place. And now we need to move on to the next thing. So we need to plumb our lines for the solenoid valve. Okay guys, so this is how it looks. We do have connected our solenoid thingy. As you can see, the one coming from the right is going all the way back behind the battery and will come all the way all tucked in and plumbed here. So great. We do have vacuum reference as well as vacuum reference coming for the lower port of the wastegate. And then number 2, as we were discussing before, is going in that kind of curly thing and going all the way up to the wastegate. So connection wise, vacuum is done, check, and the electrical side of this thing is done. I'm gonna clean the bay and we're gonna take it for a ride. Okay guys, so this is gonna be it. Still waiting the oil temp to get into the 200. I don't know why, but I kind of like that thing, so whatever. As you can see, the max, it was 7.7, so we're gonna get on the highway and it's gonna be a third gear pull, slowly but consistent, and we're gonna see if that max peak, that 7.7 psi, we can turn it into a 10 psi probably. At this point I raised the boost controller only by 20%, so it's very conservative. We can boost it up to 100%. So yeah, let's see how it goes. Something is not working properly, clearly. It went up to 16.5, which I think it's a very nice number, but not a 20% gain. So I'm gonna set it back to probably a lower number, and let's see if I can do this as we speak. Set to 0. Okay, everything is in 0. Set is in 0, gain is in 0, peak boost is in 0, everything is in 0. So I shouldn't get more than 7.5 now. Let's see. Okay, let's go. No, it's not working. Okay, that didn't work as expected, but we followed the instructions. I'm pretty sure that there's an issue with the solenoid valve. I want to test if the valve itself is working. We're gonna give some 12 volts and see if it opens and closes. And then I think the vacuum line's maybe not properly routed. Okay guys, so 2 hours later, and with the help of a very good friend of mine, Adri from Argentina, we realized two things. First one, the solenoid valve, it is actually working. So as soon as we connect these two wires to 12 volts, we can hear the valve clicking. And then the second thing that we did is we grabbed that guy, we pushed some air throughout these 3 ports, and we discovered that they were not properly routed. So probably the diagram was wrong from the Greddy manual. That could be, or that I don't know, we missed something. Whatever. Bottom line point is, number 1 needs to go to atmosphere. Number 2 is the one that goes to the top side of the wastegate. And number 3 is the one that brings boost reference, in our case as we showed before, from the intake, and it's the same boost reference that is going to the lower port of the wastegate. So having said that, let's test this one more time.
¿Con quién estamos?
Buenas.
Okay, I guess that light is going to be our new normal. Last thing to show in the episode, guys. So we play with the set. Set basically what it does is raise up the boost. We are now into, you know, the 15 and a half PSI of boost, which is basically what we wanted. But then there are a couple of other things that I want to share with you. The first one here is start. Start, what it will do is will hold our boost up to 10 psi, and then it will release everything. So this will help us create a more, I would say, aggressive into boost situation. But as well, once we create boost, we want to limit that so we don't, you know, over boost. So we're going to allow a peak of 15 and a half, almost 15.4. This means that beyond that number, the limiter would activate, and the limiter would reduce at least 10% of the boost that we created. And then I also set a alarm type of thing at 14.7, so I can hear a beeping sound that will let me know that we're close to the limit. And basically that's going to be it. So having said that, we're gonna put some gas, and we're gonna do our last run.